Hi everyone, Stefan Burns here. Today we're going to talk about electromagnetic fields, specifically artificial man-made EMFs. We're going to look at cell phones, cell towers, and the wireless electromagnetic radiation that they emit. I have a cell phone here. We have a EMF reader there, and there's actually a cell tower behind me. So we're going to discuss how these two talk to each other, the cell phone and the cell tower, and so you can get a better understanding of like the background electromagnetic radiation in a normal environment and how that changes when you're using a device like a cell phone. So let's first look at our background electromagnetic field. We see it right here. This is our EMF reader, and we're looking at the bottom there specifically. So if we get that to focus, we are looking at milliwatts per meter squared. Right now it's hovering in about the 5 range, so 5 milliwatts per meter squared. You'll see it says Wi-Fi/iPhone. This is the same frequency range that cell towers use, so that is actually for the cell tower that we have right there, as you can see. Very nice, very close by. That is a 4G cell tower, so it's not 5G as far as I know. Those are smaller and distributed more frequently. And so you'll see that this background is about 4 to 5. Sometimes a little less, sometimes it spikes because that cell tower is sending out a data packet. But now let's put the cell phone nearby, and you'll quickly see how it changes. It about goes up an order of magnitude or more. And I will now play a YouTube video for you. So you can see how it changes when you stream something.
Of all the things that EMFs have been tied to, cell phone use, phone against the head, and brain tumors is where the strongest evidence lies. And that makes the most sense because you have this device that emits high-powered electromagnetic microwaves because they have to reach the cell tower. It's much easier for a cell tower to reach a cell phone. And then, of course, you're putting it right next to your head, so it's blasting at the highest strength right through your sensitive tissue. There's magnetosomes in there, and neurons, and all these things.
So that's with a YouTube video. Now we can play some music from my friend Robert. And if I remove the cell phone, you see how it drops back to the background radiation level. Now, if you measure this at nighttime when there's less people using their cell phones and devices, this will be like under about 0.1 in the scale. So it's quite a bit weaker during the night that I've measured than it is right now during the day. So there are big changes that occur within the 24-hour period based on usage of devices and how many people require cellular network versus during the day when it's about 5 milliwatts per meter squared. And this is from this tower, which is just a few hundred meters away across the creek here. So even though it is a few hundred meters away, it is still quite powerful as it relates to these background electromagnetic fields. And if that cell tower wasn't there, that milliwatt per meter squared reading being measured in the radio microwave band, this would be near 0 because this is not a normal frequency band. It's not a natural frequency band, but because of all these sort of artificial EMFs that we've created, it is quite elevated compared to the natural background spectrum. Let's say you're way out in the middle of nowhere, wilderness, etc. So the cell phone has to actually speak to that cell tower. It needs to emit a signal there saying, hey, this is what I want. And then the cell tower will also stream and push out more data through one of those directional antennas. You'll see that there's multiple antennas on there. So it chooses which one has the best directionality and then beams it to the phone. So your phone is emitting a signal when you use it. That signal that it's emitting is having to reach all the way to that cell tower. The cell tower can kind of create a blanket signal, but the cell phone has to reach it. So it has to really create a very powerful signal because it will decay as it travels to that cell tower. So that's why the cell phone has such a strong signal when it's being used, and that's why you should be careful when you're using these devices, and you should keep these in airplane mode or off when they're on your body and you're not using them, and use them very intentionally. So I hope you found that video useful and you learned a little bit about how our devices interact with these cell towers based on electromagnetic fields. I hope you learned a little bit about electromagnetic fields, radiation in the microwave band. And if you liked the video, please click the like, subscribe, and I'll see you around. Ciao.